Does Playboy have a moral compass? Before we answer this, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell if you don't want to miss any of our videos. Okay, so the war in the Middle East has been going on for a couple of weeks at this point, with many innocent people losing their lives. While many have condemned the horrific acts of violence and terrorism, many media outlets and even celebrities have been quick to pick sides. One celebrity that has gained a lot of hate for her response to the situation is former porn star and current OnlyFans model Mia Khalifa. She has been quite open about her support of Palestine, with many of her posts calling for free Palestine. However, one post in particular got a lot of attention. In her now deleted post on X, Mia had said, "Can someone please tell the freedom fighters in Palestine to flip their phones and film horizontal?" She posted this just a day after the atrocious footage of Hamas terrorists killing innocent people, including women and children, and parading the dead or highly mutilated bodies of women they raped were circulating online. While most of us could barely look at such clips, she apparently wanted them from a better angle. This is one of the most inhumane statements that someone has made about the recent attacks. Now, this kind of response, while still terrible, is probably not the most surprising part of the story. In a strange turn of events, her employer, Playboy, fired her for her comments online. Playboy issued a termination letter in which they described her comments as disgusting and reprehensible. They also stated that they have no place in their company nor on their platforms for speech that is hateful and dehumanizing. Now, of course, most people agree with that statement. However, for a company whose entire body of work is based on degrading and dehumanizing women, it seems kind of contradictory, no? When Hugh Hefner started Playboy in the early 1950s, he probably didn't realize the role it would play in the sexual revolution. The 1950s was a time of sexual repression and a certain amount of shame associated with sex. It was a controversial and highly taboo subject to the point where even the word pregnancy wasn't allowed on TV. By his own admission, Hefner said the magazine is the complete opposite of what he experienced in his Puritan Methodist home. Sex was considered shameful and bad. It was in this environment that Hefner began the magazine, hoping to bring in greater sexual freedom and expression. He wanted to flip the script and open up dialogue on sex so that it was no longer considered a bad word. This liberation movement separated sex from marriage and tried to destigmatize the taboos associated with sex. However, like many revolutions, things were taken to the extreme. It resulted in a profound change in mentalities and values. The concept that the body is bad or something to be ashamed of quickly changed to the body is great and needs to be glorified and worshipped. Sex was not sacred or confined to a marriage, but open and available to anyone without restrictions. The goal of sex was no longer union between spouses and procreation, but female empowerment, pleasure, and power. Decades later, we see the amount of devastation and destruction that the sexual revolution has caused to our culture. From STDs like AIDS to abortion to divorce to finally the virtual pornification of all media, Playboy played a huge role in changing what was fundamentally a Christian society in terms of values, beliefs, and behaviors. Here's Hugh Hefner talking a bit about the impact Playboy had.
The Playboy Foundation and I personally were very much involved in literally changing the laws related to sex behavior, but also related to abortion laws. We were the amicus curiae in the Supreme Court decision that gave us Roe versus Wade and gave women freedom of choice. I started writing an editorial series in 1962 called The Playboy Philosophy, making a case for the sexual revolution that actually then came to pass in the latter 60s. I certainly take the greatest pride in the impact that I've had in terms of social sexual changes. But all of that is interconnected to other things, the changing of the laws, the part that we played in the civil rights movement, and just being on the right side of a whole lot of controversial subjects throughout a series of decades that changed America.
The sexual revolution has done irreparable damage to our society. The free love movement led to an increase in premarital sex, which in turn led to increased use of contraceptives and abortions. People were either not getting married, having children out of wedlock, or getting divorced. Pornography became mainstream and easily accessible. What used to be available only on hardcore porn sites are now packaged and promoted as a normal part of modern TV shows and music videos. They are no longer labeled explicit but edgy. Forget about being ashamed. People are proud of being on sites like OnlyFans, calling it empowerment instead of exploitation. While the sexual revolution was at its peak in the 1980s, a counter-revolution of sorts had begun. Saint Pope John Paul II, in a series of 129 Wednesday audiences from 1979 to 1984, formulated what is now known as Theology of the Body. In it, he addressed the distorted view modern culture and society had regarding the body and sex. Unlike the popular Puritan or prudish view held by many in the church, Pope John Paul II celebrated sex as a wonderful gift from God. He focused on the true purpose of our bodies, not as mere objects for pleasure, but as gifts from God to be revered and respected with inherent dignity. He wrote, "Only the body is capable of making visible what is invisible, the spiritual and the divine. It has been created to transfer into the visible reality of the world the mystery hidden from eternity in God, and thus to be a sign of it." Since human beings are created in the image and likeness of God, the ultimate purpose of our life is to recognize that we are a gift and we are called to become a gift to others. This vocation of love, the expression of giving ourselves completely as a gift to others, finds its fullness in marital love. Christopher West, who founded the Theology of the Body Institute, talks about how the true teachings of the Church point to the expression of sexuality that ultimately brings us in union with God.
And here's an image of it. The third way, here's the indulgent approach where we aim that yearning at the finite pleasures of this world. Here's the repressive approach where we just hold erotic desire in as if it's bad and evil. But here's the invitation of the gospel. Not to repress, to redeem, to open that yearning for infinite love, for infinite joy, for infinite glory, to infinite joy, infinite love, and infinite glory. I will give you a water that if you drink it will launch you like a rocket to the stars. This is what I learned from St. John Paul II's Theology of the Body, the third way.
So, through the theology of the body, St. John Paul II showed us how to redeem our bodies and our sexualities, to not make them objects of worship, but to show how they point us to the only one who is worthy of worship. St. John Paul II's message inspires us, illuminates our understanding, and guides us to discern why God proclaimed, "It is good," following the creation of man and woman. It is good not when we give away to our base desires with no self-control. It is not good when we follow the world's teachings on the meaning and purpose of sex. It is good only when we use God's gift in accordance with His will. While Playboy might be praised for taking the moral high ground in this particular circumstance, it's important to remember that everything else they do have just been the opposite. So, what do you think about this? Can a company like Playboy talk about morals? What has been the aftermath of the sexual revolution? Also, if you want to know more about the counter-sexual revolution theology of the body, let us know in the comments below and we'll try to make a video on it. And if you like this video, let us know by liking and subscribing to our channel. It helps us a lot. Until next time.